What is up, and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick'em plays for Thursday, February 13th, 2025. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG. That's one word at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. That gives you a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. As I mentioned yesterday, no guarantee that $1,000 max is going to be around forever. In the dog days of summer, that promo usually goes down to lower. So if you're on the fence about joining Underdog, do it sooner rather than later. Obviously, having an extra 50% to play with goes a long way towards monetizing on your Underdog picks. We are on Valentine's Day Eve, so I decided to wear the pink hat today from Filet, one of the great guys on Instagram. If you are watching on YouTube, you can see that. If you're on audio, I'm sorry for bringing it up. You'll never see this pink Filet hat. But we got one more day of NBA before the break. This show is going to get wild while we don't have NHL in action. We don't have NBA in action. I'm going to have to really dig into college hoops, which is always tough because the menu is a little bit more limited than some of the major U.S. Pro sports. And also, I'm going to get into more tennis as that happen as we can. But again, that's also kind of limited depending on what the schedule is on the given day. We're going to have less matches later on in the week, so it's going to be tough. But you know what? We were going to find a way to keep on making money. We hit a Four Nations Faceoff play yesterday, for example. I had some nice picks come home. So let's keep on rolling today. Let's start out with the NBA. NBA entry number one. We're going to go Zion Williamson higher than 24.5 points against the Kings. I know that back-to-back for Zion is kind of scary. His fitness is obviously always a question. But he's been on a point-scoring heater lately. He is, at 30 plus in multiple games recently. I think that some, the guys interiorly for the Kings are more defensive players, or more offensive players than defensive. If Zion can get drive into the basket, which I think he's going to be able to do here, higher than 24.5 points should be no issue. As I said, he's been scoring 30 plus quite often. Then I'm going with Anthony Edwards higher than 28.5 points. Yesterday he had a horrible efficiency day from scoring. I think he was 4 of 17 from the arc. But back-to-back before the break, good spot for Anthony Edwards to get some points. Thunder are going to be in town, so he should have his best foot forward. Let's get higher than 28.5 points. And Edwards, that's a 3x multiplier with Zion Williamson points. Next, we're going to go to Walker Kessler, higher than 24 points, rebounds, and assists. He stayed under 26.5 against the Lakers. Now he's got the Clippers coming to town. I think that he had 25 yesterday. He was 8 for 8 shooting. I think he's a walking double-double, and I think he gets more assists than people realize. So I think 24, they over-adjusted here. I think no problem getting this done. Zubac might be able to lock him down, but I doubt it. I think Kessler higher than 24 points, rebounds, assists is a good place to go. And then I'm with Max Christie of the former Laker, now with the Mavs, higher than 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This dude's been playing great with his new squad. Max Christie, from a points perspective, he's been killing it with this new team. Obviously AD goes down, but Christie is still getting work here. Obviously they need help at guard after getting rid of Luka Doncic. Last game, Christie had 17, 5, and 4. Prior to that, 15, 4, and 3, 23, 2, and 2, 15, 6, and 4, 15, 9, and 3. That's all of his games with the Mavs. So not bad at all for Max Christie. Now he's got a bigger workload here with the Mavericks. 22-year-old player out of Michigan State. Got time to advance and get better. And I think that he's in a good spot here to flourish because he's, one of the main guys now. So Walker Kessler higher than 24 points, Max Christie higher than 22.5 points, rebounds, assists, 3x multiplier. Okay, let's get into the Four Nations Faceoff. As I said, we hit one of these entries yesterday, 3.12x. It kind of went as I expected. There's obviously a huge bias towards Canada and USA in a lot of markets. They've got the highest end talent, they've got the depth, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of players, a lot of fans know about. But it's not like these guys on Finland are bad, and it's not like the guys on Sweden were bad either. Finland came back from down 2-0 to tie 3-3 and lose that one in overtime up in Montreal. Now it's USA against Finland. Finland is the biggest underdog in the tournament. And these underdog picks are basically assuming that Finland's just going to get destroyed in this match and in this game and not even going to be competitive. I disagree with that. So I'm going to be, playing a couple nice long price guys on Finland. I think they're going to score 2-3 goals in this game. They might not win, but again, I think that this thing is going to skew towards the over here. So I'm going to start out with Mikael Granlund, higher than 0.5 points for Finland. He's been hot. He was playing okay with the Sharks, but he's been playing really well since he had better talent around him since he's been with the Stars after being acquired. So Granlund higher than 0.5 points. And then low-hanging fruit, Auston Matthews higher than 0.5 points for USA. Matthews, he's going to be a focal point of this team no matter how you swing it. So give me Auston Matthews higher than 0.5 points with Mikael Granlund higher than 0.5 points. That's a 3.48x multiplier. And then number 2, this one's got a long shot in it. Mikko Rantanen higher than 0.5 goals. He's got to be a leader. He's got to be an offensive leader for this Finland team. I think that he's not going to, he's Mikko Rantanen. He's one of the great scorers in the NHL right now. Give me higher than 0.5 goals for Granlund in this matchup. Pairing that with Jack Eichel, higher than 0.5 points for USA. Eichel, obviously a veteran, one of the great American players of the last several years. Higher than half a point, just needs a goal or assist here. The total, I think, is going to be at risk, so I think there's going to be plenty of goals and assists to go around for USA. And as I said, Mikko Rantanen, really good multiplier on him to have higher than 0.5 goals. That's a 4.08x multiplier. If I didn't say it, the Mikael Granlund and Auston Matthews entry with Granlund point and Auston Matthews point is 3.48x. Mikko Rantanen higher than half a goal and Jack Eichel higher than half a point is 4.08x. All right. Again, just one tennis entry today because there's just a lot more limited options right now on the menu due to the tennis schedule. That being said, I'm going to say Taylor Fritz, lower than 21.0 games played against Yunchokate Boo. I think Fritz is going to kill him here in American soil. So let's go Fritz, lower than 21 games played, probably straight sets, probably 6-4, 6-4, 6-3, 6-4, something like that. Very straightforward. And then I'm going to go Lerner Tien higher than 3.0 break points, 1 against Matteo Arnaldi. Lerner Tien, great returner, young player, young American. And Arnaldi is just not consistent on serve. He's got a good serve when it's working, but he does put himself in some tough spots with some double faults in bad times. So give me Lerner Tien higher than 3.0 break points, 1. I could see this thing going 3 sets, so obviously more sets, more opportunities for break points. Fritz, lower than 21 games played. Tien, higher than 3.0 break points, 1 is a 3x multiplier. Okay, let's get into the lottos. I got into some college hoops, and I did add a tennis player in the other lotto entry. Neither of these lotto entries is crazy, like 40, 50 to 1 odds, but they are still good. It's 2, 4, and 4 entry auto, or 4 pick lotto entries here that are both giving you a nice return. So I'm going to start with Juwan, Garry, higher than 15.5 points for Nebraska as they host Maryland in college hoops. Garry has been on a great point heater. The Nebraska teams have been playing very well. I had a skid midseason, but it's all back. I don't think Maryland's going to be playing all that hot in Lincoln at the bank here. I think Juwan Garry is going to have plenty of opportunity at 15.5 points. He could be 20 plus in this game. I would not be surprised at all. NBA, CJ McCollum shot horribly yesterday. He was, I think, 0 for 5 from 3. I think he's going to rebound here against the Kings. Give me CJ McCollum higher than 24.5 points in this rematch of yesterday's game. Again, I just think he shot so poorly yesterday. He's bound to boomerang back. I know Dew theory isn't real, but he's one of those guys that you don't really expect to have a prolonged shooting issues like we saw yesterday. Then we go with Alperen Sengun, higher than 19.5 points. Sengun obviously is, he's averaging about 19 points per game, but I do think that in this matchup versus the Warriors, he's going to be great because I think the Warriors don't have anyone interior defensively that's going to slow him down. I know that, Draymond Green's probably going to get teched up 5 times in this game, but I don't think he's going to stop Sengun. So give me Sengun higher than 19.5 points. That's 20 plus is what we need here. Last one, Auston Matthews for USA. Higher than 1.5 points. I'm doubling down on Matthews to get involved in the score sheet. I think he's going to have a great time. I think he's going to have a great time in this matchup versus Finland. I think it's going to be a competitive, high-scoring game. So Auston Matthews higher than 1.5 points. This 17.23x multiplier or 10.34x/2.77x flex play. Then a lotto entry number 2. We're going to go with Arturi Lehkonen higher than 0.5 points. You're getting plus money on this for the Finland hockey forward. Lehkonen higher than 0.5 points. Rudy Gobert higher than 0.5 double-doubles. Again, he's a great double-double guy. He's just the way that they play, he's going to get a lot of boards, and he should be getting easy buckets. So Rudy Gobert higher than 0.5 double-doubles against the Thunder. Then we go Holger Rune higher than 22 games played against Navone in Buenos Aires clay court. I think that these guys are going to go 3 sets, so higher than 22 games played. And then James Harden, higher than 37.5 points, rebounds, assists. Harden's been having a great resurgent year, deep into his 30s. Again, I think the Jazz played well last night. I don't think they're going to play well tonight. 12.94x multiplier, or if you flex it, 7.76x/1.94x flex. That's all I got for you today. Good luck on your picks, and let's make some money.